Hello and welcome. You may be asking, what the heck is this channel anyway? Well, I started this channel back in 2014 to cover the construction of a new hospital in San Francisco, 12 stories high, an entire city block, and for almost 5 years I posted regular videos of that construction, both regular weekly, sometimes multi-weekly episodes, as well as various other videos covering miscellaneous construction happenings along the way. When I first started, I was just going to do simple, straightforward time-lapses. Then I started throwing in some close-ups, sub-time-lapses as I call them, and things kind of snowballed from there. Eventually, over time, the videos got more and more complex. Each episode contained a mixture of time-lapses, close-ups, and sometimes even various happenings near the construction site that weren't really anything to do with the construction itself. It ended up being, believe it or not, 280 videos over 244 weeks, lasting from June 2014 to March 2019. Since the original series was covering the construction of a hospital, well, that's why the channel has the name it does. I called it the Hospital Construction Channel, because that was originally going to be the only thing on this channel. When the construction of the hospital finally finished in early 2019, this channel went dormant, and I kind of figured that was going to be it, the channel's done. However, about a year later, a new project started about a block away from the hospital. This was the construction of a 13-story senior living facility, so not a hospital, a senior living facility. That series went on for just over another 2 years or so, with the same basic format of weekly videos containing a mixture of time-lapses and close-ups, and it ended up being 93 videos stretching from February 2020 to April 2022. Now, to distinguish the second series of videos from the original hospital series, I called the new series covering the senior living facility the S series, as in S for senior, and I started calling the prior hospital series the H series, H for hospital. Pretty clever, eh? Since the H series already existed before I came up with this naming scheme, you won't see the H series name mentioned anywhere inside those older videos. The S series, however, that was after I came up with the name, so you will see the S series name mentioned in the newer videos. The older videos, it's just mentioned in places like the description, because I could go back and edit those. Don't have any way to go back and edit the old videos and insert that name. If you go back and watch all of the videos of either of the series in chronological order, which I highly recommend, by the way, just not all at once. It's not healthy to sit for that long, so take some breaks. If you go back and watch all the videos in chronological order, you can kind of see how they get more and more complex over time, and also my technical capabilities, editing, the camera equipment, stuff like that, gradually improved over time as well. At least I hope they did. If I go back now and look at some of the early videos, I think, wow, I could do a much better job of that now. Most of the videos have music rather than narration. There are a few that do have narration or original sound. A lot of the videos in the H series, the older H series, all use the same music in every episode, at least the weekly episodes, because that's what I could afford at the time in terms of music licensing costs. That's what was available to me. If you watch the whole H series, understandably, you may get a little tired of the same music all the time, so please feel free to turn down the volume, listen to your own playlist while watching that. In the S series, I upped my game a little and I started licensing a wider variety of music. There was more music reasonably available to me. I also spent more time syncing and choosing music that I thought matched, so you may find the music to be better in the S series. But as commenters are sure to remind me every now and then, not everyone appreciates my music choices, so again, please feel free to turn down the volume and listen to your own playlist. Do whatever you want. There's a volume control there for a reason. In case you were wondering, at the site where the hospital was built, there used to be a large hotel, a fairly famous hotel actually, that occupied the entire city block. At the site at which the senior living facility was built, there used to be a TV studio building. I do have another channel called the Hotel Demolition Channel that covers the demolition of both of those prior buildings that were there before the construction, so check that out if you feel like it. I must add, I'm not associated with the buildings or the construction companies in any way. I don't work for them. They didn't hire me. I did this just as a hobby, just on my own for entertainment because it was interesting to watch the buildings going up. And I hope the videos are interesting to you too. I'm not a construction expert by any means, so please forgive me if I got things wrong every now and then, call something by the wrong name, whatever. Any experts watching out there, feel free to chime in the comments and educate us, correct me, whatever's appropriate. Now that both the H and the S series have completed, this channel is once again dormant as of the end of 2022. At this time, there's no plans for any new series, no plans for any new videos. I guess you never know. Anything could happen. I was surprised before, but right now, for now, this channel is once again dormant. I hope these episodes will live on, sort of like a legacy of sorts, I suppose. Someday, maybe hundreds of years from now, someone will start a new series of videos about whatever buildings eventually replace these buildings. And maybe they'll incorporate some of my video, which will then be historical videos from way back in the olden days. I wonder if YouTube will still be around then, or if there will be something else. Maybe people will be publishing holograms then, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the channel.